Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. So I'm back again with another of my beautiful wall hanging tutorial. So in this tutorial you're going to learn how to make this beautiful sunflower. So this sunflower can not only be used for this wall hanging but can also be used in many other crochet projects. So I'll be posting a separate video on how to make the leaves, the sunflower bud, and how to attach the sunflowers to the wall hanging. The details about the yarn and the crochet hooks will be in the description. So we're going to start by making a magic ring and making a chain 3 with our brown yarn. So we're going to make a chain of 3 here. So chain 1. So here we can pull out this thread in the magic ring and we can finish off the remaining 2 chains. So chain 2 and chain 3. So this will be considered as a first double crochet. So we're going to make 11 double crochets into the magic ring. So by the end of this round we should have a total of 12 double crochets, since we have considered the chain 3 as our first double crochet. So for today's project I have used cotton yarn. You can use acrylic yarn also. So here we are about to complete 12 double crochets. Once you have completed 12 double crochet, pull the tail yarn and close the ring as tightly as possible. Now we have the first chain of 3, and into the third chain we are going to make a slip stitch. So this is the third chain. So we need to put our crochet hook under the first these 2 loops and then pull our thread through it and then make a slip stitch. So I've changed the background to white so that it's easier for you guys to see the stitches properly. So into the same stitch we are going to make 1 treble crochet. So we are making 1 treble crochet into the same stitch where we made our slip stitch. So this is our first treble crochet. Now into the second stitch we are going to make 1 single crochet first, and following the single crochet we are going to make 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. So for a treble crochet we yarn over twice and pull through the first 2 loops, then the second 2 loops, and then the third set of 2 loops. So again into the next stitch we are going to make 1 single crochet and 1 treble crochet. So we will repeat this pattern for this entire round. We will be having 12 stitches, so we will be repeating this pattern of 1 single crochet followed by 1 treble crochet 12 times overall. So here you can see the other side of how the stitches look like. So you can see tiny bumps. So those bumps are nothing but the treble crochet which we have made. So since we have followed the treble crochet with a single crochet, the treble crochet rises up and forms a tiny bump. So this is the look we want for the center part of the sunflower, because the center part of sunflower generally has seeds, and this is how it generally looks like. So here we are almost at the end of this round. And here we are going to slip stitch it to our first stitch. So we have made a slip stitch at the beginning of this round, so we're going to make a slip stitch under it. After that, we're going to make a chain of 1, and then we are going to make 1 treble crochet into the same stitch. So this is similar to what we have done in the previous round, but one additional step is we are going to make another single crochet into the same stitch. So here you can see we are having another set of bumps for this round created. So for this round we will be working on only the single crochets of our previous round. So the bigger stitches are the treble crochets, whereas the smaller ones are the single crochets. So this is a single crochet, so into this we are going to make 1 single crochet, then followed by 1 treble crochet, and after that we are going to make 1 more single crochet into the same stitch. Now the next stitch is of the previous round is the treble crochet, so we are going to skip that, and then we are going to move on to the next single crochet stitch. So it's easy to identify the single crochets because the single crochets will be located between the 2 bumps. So the high bumps or ridges that are available of the previous row, so between the 2 ridges there will be a stitch. We are going to work only into those stitches, and into those stitches we are going to make 1 single crochet followed by 1 treble crochet followed by 1 more single crochet. So we'll be having 12 such single crochets available in our previous row. So we'll be repeating this pattern a total of 12 times. So you can see here on the other side, by repeating this pattern into the single crochets in between, we are having the bumps created between the bumps of the previous round. So between 2 bumps of previous round we are having our bump of the current round. So between each set of bumps we are going to make our this current pattern. So here we have reached the end of this round, and this is the last stitch where we are going to make 1 single crochet followed by 1 treble crochet followed by 1 more single crochet. So after this we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch. So our first stitch was 1 single crochet, so we are going to chain 1 here again, and here too we are going to skip the treble crochet stitches and we're going to work only on the single crochet stitches. But the difference for this round is this time we have 2 single crochets available between 2 treble crochets. So between 2 bumps we have 2 single crochets available, so we're going to work on those 2 stitches. So into the first stitch we are going to make 1 single crochet and 1 treble crochet into the same stitch. Into the second stitch we are just going to make 1 single crochet. So if you see closely, you can see that we are repeating the same pattern of one single crochet followed by one treble crochet and again one single crochet, but this time we are doing it in 2 stitches. So in the first stitch we are making one single crochet followed by one treble crochet, and in the second stitch we are making the last single crochet. So this is the treble crochet, and following this into the next stitch we are making the single crochet. So we'll be skipping the treble crochet, and again between the 2 bumps we have 2 stitches available. In that we are going to repeat our pattern. So we will be again repeating this pattern a total of 12 times. So we have reached the end of the round here, and these are the last 2 stitches available. So making a first single crochet and a treble crochet into the same stitch, and then our next single crochet into the next stitch, and then we are going to slip stitch it to the very first stitch. Now we're going to chain 1 and then trim the tail yarn. So here our center part is ready, and you can see the effect of this pattern. We are having some nice bumps and ridges which looks like the seed of the sunflower. Now to make the petal we are going to use yellow yarn, and we start off by making a slip knot, and then we turn the center such that the bumpy side is facing you. So here we are going to connect the slip knot between the 2 bumps, so that means into a single crochet stitch. So we are between the 2 bumps, we are going to connect it to any single crochet stitch, and then we're going to chain 1. This is considered as the first single crochet. Then we're going to make 1 single crochet in the next stitch, so this is our second single crochet, and into the third stitch we are going to make a chain 4 single crochet picot. So for that we are going to make a single crochet first, then we are going to make a chain of 4, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and now into the base 2 loops, that is at the base of the stitch, into these 2 loops we put a hook and pull our yarn and then make a slip stitch. So this is a chain 4 single crochet picot. So after this, again into the next stitch we make 1 more single crochet, again into our next stitch we make 1 more single crochet, and then into the third stitch we are going to make a chain 4 single crochet picot. So we make a single crochet, then we make a chain of 4, and then we make a picot. So here we put the hook through the base and then pull the yarn and then make a slip stitch. So for this round you can connect the yarn to any of the stitch actually and continue with the pattern. It does not matter if the previous round stitch was a single crochet or a treble crochet. We are going to consider each of the stitches as just a stitch as stitches. We will not differentiate between a single crochet or a treble crochet. So we're just going to repeat this pattern. So in this pattern we are going to make, in the first 2 stitches we're going to make 1 single crochet. Into the third stitch we are going to make a chain 4 single crochet picot. So this pattern we are going to repeat 12 times. So if you repeat this pattern 12 times, you will see that by the end of this round you will have at the end of the round, 12 chain 4 picot. So if you count here, you will see that we have 12 sets of picots. So after this, we'll slip stitch it to our first stitch here. So the picot chains are the area where we are going to make our petals. So we chain one, and then into the picot area we first make 5 double crochets. So this is our first double crochet, the second double crochet, the third double crochet, and the fourth double crochet, and then this is the fifth double crochet. So the fifth double crochet is the middle double crochet, so it is here on top of which we are going to make a chain 1 picot. So for chain 1 picot, you make a chain of 1, and into the base stitch we are going to insert a hook and pull through and make a slip stitch. So this is the mid stitch. So on the other side also we need to have 4 double crochets. So we have 4 double crochet on the other side. The fifth one is our middle stitch where we have made the picot, and on the other side also we are going to make 4 double crochets. So this is our first petal. So once you're done with the petal, we're going to skip one stitch, and into the middle stitch we are going to make one single crochet. So this is how we attach the petal to the base. So here one petal is completed. Now for the second petal, again into the next chain 4 picot space, we are going to repeat the pattern. The pattern being, we're going to make 5 double crochets first, and into the fifth double crochet we are going to make a chain 1 picot, and then we're going to make 4 more double crochets on the other side. So after we have completed the petal, we are going to attach the petal to the base by making a single crochet. So this single crochet we'll be making by skipping one stitch and then making a single crochet, and then again we have one more stitch. We'll skip that stitch and then make our pattern into the next picot space. So here we have completed 2 petals. So we'll be doing the same pattern for all the picot spaces. So this is our last picot space. So we're going to first skip one stitch, and into the middle stitch we're going to make one single crochet, and then into the picot space we're going to make our last petal. So we are repeating the pattern. So making 5 double crochets, followed by a chain 1 picot, followed by 4 more double crochets. So this is the last petal of this round. Now this petal, since it is the last petal, we are going to connect it to the base of the first petal. But now for this next round we will be working on only the skipped stitches. So if you remember, when we attached the petal to the base, we would have skipped one stitch and then made a single crochet. So the skipped stitches, that is the place where we are going to make our stitches now. So we are going to slip stitch into the first skip stitch, and then we are going to make a chain of 2. So we're not going to consider this chain of 2 as any stitch. Now we're going to make 2 more double crochets into the space. So these 2 double crochets are the stitches which we are considering. So into our first skipped stitch we have made, we're making here 2 double crochets. Now if you see, in each petal there will be 2 skipped stitches. So this is the first one, we have made 2 double crochets. This is the second skipped stitch. So here we are going to make again 2 more double crochets. So into each of the petal, it will be connected in the middle, and on both sides there will be 2 skipped stitches. So into each skipped stitches we are going to make 2 double crochets. Then we are going to make a chain 1, and then we are going to move on to the next petal. So again into the next petal we repeat the same thing. Into the first skip stitch we are going to make 2 double crochets. This is the first double crochet. This is our second double crochet, and then on the other side we have another skipped stitch. So here we are going to make again 2 more double crochets. And after this we are going to make a chain of 1. So we're going to repeat this pattern 12 times. So if you find it difficult to locate the skipped stitches at the back of the flower, you can just stitch it into any stitch that is available behind the flower. It won't matter much because this part will be hidden and won't be shown on the front side. So all you have to be concerned with is making 2 double crochets in one stitch and 2 double crochets in the next stitch near it. So after these 4 double crochets you will have to make a chain of 1. So into this chain 1 space is where our next petal will be created in our next coming rows. So as you can see here, this part is at the back side behind the petals and will not be shown once we have completed our flower pattern. So we have reached at the end of this round, and we're going to make a slip stitch at the top of our first stitch. So now in this round we are going to first chain 1, and then we are going to make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And into the chain 1 space that we have, there we are going to make a chain 5 single crochet picot. So we're going to make a single crochet and then chain 5, and then we're going to make a picot. So to make the picot, we're going to insert our hook into the base 2 loops, and we're going to pull a yarn through it, and then we're going to make a slip stitch. So next we'll be having 4 more stitches in front of us before we reach the chain 1 space. So into this 4 stitches we're going to make a single crochet each. So we're going to make 4 single crochets into the 4 stitches, and into the chain 1 space we are going to make a single crochet, and then we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to make a picot. So we're going to insert our hook into the base 2 loops, we're going to pull a yarn through it, and then we are going to make a slip stitch. So we'll be repeating this pattern for the entire round. We are going to make 4 single crochets over the 4 stitches, and into the chain 1 space we are going to make our chain 5 single crochet picot. So we'll be repeating this pattern overall 12 times. So this is the last part of this round. So we are going to make our 4 single crochets. This is the first single crochet, the second single crochet, the third single crochet, and the fourth single crochet. So after this we will have this space here. Into this we will make our chain 5 single crochet picot, and this is our last picot for this round. And after this stitch, if you see, this is the end of the round, and you have the first stitch. So into the first stitch we are going to make a slip stitch. So also into the second stitch we are going to make a slip stitch, because we want to reach the middle section. And after that we are going to make 6 double crochet into the chain 5 picot space. So here is the second double crochet, the third double crochet, fourth double crochet, fifth double crochet, and the sixth double crochet. Now the sixth double crochet is the middle double crochet, mid double crochet. So here we are going to make a chain 1 picot. We make a chain 1, and into the base 2 loops we insert a hook, and then we pull through it and then make a slip stitch. So on the other side of this middle double crochet also we will have 5 double crochet. So we're going to make 5 more double crochets. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, this is the 4th double crochet, and the 5th double crochet. After this we are going to skip 2 stitches, and into the third stitch we are going to make 1 single crochet. So after that we are going to make our next petal. So the next petal, the pattern is the same, that is going to make 6 double crochet. Then on top of the 6 double crochet we are going to make a chain 1 picot, and then we are going to make 5 more double crochets. So after every petal, after the end of the petal, we are going to skip 2 stitches, and then we are going to make a single crochet in the third stitch. So we're going to repeat this pattern a total of 12 times, so that by the end of the round we should have a total of 12 petals. So we have completed the second row of petals, and we have 12 petals in this row, this round as well. And I will show you here that behind these petals we have a layer of yellow. So this background should also be yellow. So the next round also we are going to work in yellow. After that we are going to change it into the green color. Also you can see now the skipped stitches. So we have 2 skipped stitches on either side of this petal. So these are the skipped stitches. So here in this next round again we are going to work on these skipped stitches. So into the first skipped stitch we are going to make our slip stitch. So this is our slip stitch, and then we are going to make a chain of 3. And then into the same stitch we are going to make 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch we are going to make only 1 double crochet. And into the next stitch on the other side we are again going to make 1 more double crochet. And into the fourth stitch or the last stitch of this petal we are going to make 2 more double crochets. So 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So as you can see, each petal has 4 skipped stitches available on the back side. So into this the pattern will be first stitch will have 2 double crochets. So this is the first skip stitch, so this is going to have 2 double crochets. This is our first double crochet. And then the second double crochet. Into the next stitch we will have 1 double crochet. So this is 1 double crochet. Into the next one again 1 double crochet. And into the last, that is the fourth stitch of this petal, we are going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. After this, we are going to make a chain of 1, and then move on to the next petal. So as you can see that each petal will have 6 stitches on top of it, and then there will be a chain 1 space. So here we have reached at the end of this round, and we are going to slip stitch it to the top of our first stitch. So here our first stitch, this is our first stitch, we are going to just slip stitch on top of this. Now as I showed that the back part of this this round is in yellow, but the next row will be in green because we are going to make the leaves of the sunflower here. So we'll change the yarn color. So here the sunflower part is completed. So we are just going to change our color to green. So we take the green yarn and we make a slip knot, and then we connect this to our first stitch. We pull it through the stitch and we make it a bit tight, and then we are going to hide the tail yarns behind. We're going to make a chain 1, and while we do work on the stitches, we will be working on the tail yarns also. So here we're making 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 1 more single crochet. So till we reach the chain 1 space, we are going to make a single crochet in each of the stitches. So these stitches we are working on top of the tail yarn. So in the chain 1 space, we are going to make a chain 5 single crochet picot. So here we make a single crochet first, and then we chain 5, and then into the base we have 2 loops available. We insert a hook into these 2 loops, pull the yarn through it, and then make a slip stitch. So again into the next few stitches, that is, we'll be having 6 stitches in between. Into the next 6 stitches, we are going to make 1 single crochet in each of the stitches until we reach the chain 1 space, and in the chain 1 space we are going to make our chain 5 single crochet picot. So we will be repeating this pattern a total of 12 times. So we will be working on each of the chain 1 spaces, and we'll be making a total of 12 chain 5 picots. So we are almost at the end of this round. So here we are going to make our single crochets into the 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and after the 6th stitch we are going to make a chain 5 single crochet picot in the next space between the 2 stitches. So this is our last chain 5 picot here, and this one is almost at the end of this round. So after we make the picot, we are going to slip stitch it into the first stitch. So here we're going to make a slip stitch, and now we will slip stitch it into 2 more stitches because we want to reach the middle point of these 6 stitches, and in the middle point we are going to make 1 single crochet, and then into the chain 5 picot area, we're going to make 7 treble crochet. So for treble crochet we will be yarning over twice, and then we'll be pulling through the first 2 loops, second set of 2 loops, and the third set of 2 loops. So we'll be making 7 treble crochet, third treble crochet, this is the fourth treble crochet, this is the fifth treble crochet, this is the sixth treble crochet, and this is the seventh treble crochet. So the seventh treble crochet is the treble crochet in the middle. So here we're going to make a chain 1 picot, and after the chain 1 picot on the other side also we're going to make again 6 more treble crochets. So we're going to make 6 more treble crochet into this space. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the fifth one, and the last one, that is the sixth treble crochet. So after the sixth treble crochet we're going to connect this leaf to the base by making a single crochet. So we'll skip 3 stitches, and into the middle stitch we are going to make 1 single crochet here, and then again we are going to start working on the next leaf. So here again we'll repeat the same pattern. We are going to make 7 treble crochets, and on the 7th treble crochet we are going to make a chain 1 picot, and then we are going to make 6 more treble crochets in the same space. We're going to skip 3 stitches and then make a single crochet. So we'll repeat this pattern 12 times so that we have a total of 12 green color leaves available. So here we have completed 12 green leaves. And this is the last leaf, and here we're going to slip stitch it to the base of the first leaf. We're going to chain 1, pull the yarn tightly, and then we can trim off the tail yarn. Now this tail yarn we can crochet it into the existing stitches, or you can also leave a long tail and then use a needle to stitch it into the existing stitches. So here we have completed the sunflower pattern. You can make 2 of these sunflowers, and in my next tutorial I will teach you how to attach this flower to the wall hanging. I will also teach you how to make the flower buds, this one here, and the leaves. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Do subscribe to my channel. Leave a thumbs up if you really enjoyed this video, and have a great day, guys.